Welcome to the first episode of YNTB podcast, your non-typical black podcast. Yes. I'm Ezell, and this is my wife.
Yes, sir.
And we've been procrastinating, I would say. Mm-hmm. So just a little background about who we are. I myself am a filmmaker, visual effects artist, and musician. And on Instagram, I do these short dance mixed with visual effects pieces. And I kind of, my theory on how I operate as far as a influencer is based around music, dance, and comedy. That's it. So you're basically your theatrics, music, dance, comedy. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter, like all platforms. So yeah, and my wife.
I'm Yelsa, and I have an Instagram called Yelsamation. I am a 2D animator, so I create 2D animated cartoons and cartoon shorts that I write, I animate, I edit, and sometimes even do some of the voice acting for
dope.
it. And
she's dope, by the way. Check her out.
So yeah, that's what I do. So it's Yelsamation on Instagram, and it's also Yelsamation on YouTube. So I don't know, hopefully in the future I release a lot more content.
Right.
Yeah.
So just a disclaimer, my last name is actually Ezell, so we are the Ezells.
Yes.
But anyway, so yeah, this is the podcast, guys. We're gonna be doing this. We're gonna start out like once every other day, or we're gonna try to ramp that up to every day. But we're definitely gonna have weekly content. That's guaranteed. Yes. So why do we call ourselves YNTB, your non-typical black podcast? Well, I would say
we're not your typical black people.
Right.
Okay. And some people outside of the community may not understand that, but within the community, it means, the person who tends to be considered weird or different in the black community, the one who doesn't have ideas that are similar to everybody within the community. They tend to be outside of the box when it comes to that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. We it's harder for us to relate to our own, sometimes to our community of African Americans. Yeah, just because of just little differences here and there. But we'll get into that. You'll understand as you continue to listen that this is not your typical black podcast. It is just simply not. We're going to be talking about different issues inside the community and outside, and just things that you typically don't hear at a black person's dinner table, okay? And thus the name. So, today we're going to talk about something kind of typical. My wife actually doesn't know what
I don't know.
She has no idea.
He knows I do not like being surprised and unprepared.
Well, I think you'll be prepared for this.
Okay.
So, let us, without further ado, we're gonna play some audio for you guys that's listening to a video. The video is by T Noor. I think that's how you see her name. She's on YouTube, and it's the Black Girl Fetish. Let's talk. Now,
Noir or noir? Because that's what it looks like. Noir, like film noir. That's how it's kind of spelled with N-O.
Yeah, N-O-I. Just look her up, guys. I've given you the video title. So let's check this out, shall we? Let's see what's going on here.
Hi everyone, welcome to this video. My name is T. If you're new here, I really do hope everyone's day is going.
Okay, hold on just a minute, guys. Having a little technical difficulty. Here we go. All right, let's go.
Going well. It's the new year, right? And I know we're supposed to be like, new year, positive vibes only. I'll be applying that concept to the year, like in general, but today specifically, I choose violence. I'm just kidding. Today I'm not actually choosing violence, but I know that's an inevitable outcome because I'm gonna ruffle some feathers today. I just feel it coming. Black women, we just can't seem to catch a break. Just as people have made careers and personality traits out of looking like us, talking like us, making fun of us, there is now a phenomenon on social media of non-black men whose career and brand is the fetishization and performative admiration of black women. And they're getting a proper come up out of that. Now, truthfully, this has always been bothersome, but never really enough for me to sit down and make a whole video about. To me, it was just another microaggression, you know what I mean? But recently, I'm seeing, on top of this utter fuckery, black women are also being gaslighted when we try to speak out and criticize it. Not on my watch.
Somebody been smoking and drinking. Somebody been smoking and drinking.
Shout out to Dr. Umar. Shout out to Dr. Umar.
Somebody been smoking and drinking.
So yeah, now we gotta take it there. Today's the day. I think white men are fantastic. Why am I dragging it? You see how I be overcompensating just because I know people love to twist my words? All right, to put it plainly and honestly, I have been attracted to many white men in my life. Yeah, many a Jakes, many a Connors. Love me a good dumper truck Dylan.
Don't fuck me like that. Fuck me like this. Yeah.
Oh, I saw that video.
For the viewers that's listening, she cut away to a
TikTok
video. So yeah, let's continue.
Little hard here, cry baby.
You know what I mean? I can be attracted to non-black men and even express it on occasion and then go about my day. Because I gain nothing from constantly telling the world that I'm willing to date outside of my race. But why do some non-black men feel the need to go out of their way to tell the whole wide world that they're willing to date black women and then go on to expect rewards for it? Because the stakes are different when society has historically gone well out of its way to try and strip a group of its desirability. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the non-black men who love us for a come up.
I like dark skins, love a melanin, talk, question nigga talk, when I'm stepping in, your hoe will get slayed, what's up, Mambo?
To the people listening, she is just showing a collection of different non-black people that are doing TikToks that have to do with them and their appreciation or love for black women. Go ahead. What do you think about this topic so far?
Well, first of all, I guess I was asking if we were going to watch the whole thing.
We're not going to watch the whole thing.
I already had so much to say on it already.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Okay. So I have noticed the uptick in that, and I noticed it maybe about, I would say about a couple of years ago. I was on YouTube one day, and I just, I don't know why this video was even recommended to me. It was recommended to me. It was like this guy talking about his love for black women, and it was a Caucasian man, obviously not from America because he had an accent, and he was just, at first I saw the first video and I was like, okay, because at first he was just like, I like black women. It's just something about them. I just like them, and then the video got recommended to me again because that's how algorithms work, and I was like, another video. So then I clicked the new video, and he's going on and on with ridiculous poetic words. I mean, poetic words aren't ridiculous, but the way he was going on and on about black women it was just extra. Didn't think much of it until I realized he had a whole channel dedicated to it. And the black women in the comment section, they were falling for it. Okay. They were falling for it. They were just like, oh my gosh, finally a man that appreciates us. Finally. Because we get talked bad about by other groups of people, our own people, finally a man that appreciates us. But when I was looking at the videos, he just came across as being a fraud. I was like, this guy's trying to make money off of us. How can these women can't see that? He's releasing all these videos about how he loves black women, and then he's not even being creative about it. He's like, I like the way, when a black woman, she just speaks and she just has attitude with it, and then if she's listening in on a conversation instead of going, like, oh, like that, she goes, and he was like, and I just like that. And I was like, seriously? And women were like, yes, that is so true. We do have all of that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are falling for the okie doke, right? So I was just like, this is bad. But I didn't think that more people were going to follow this trend. I did not expect that,
Right.
you know? And it's an issue. It really is. Why is it an issue? Because it's like they're not taking us or our plight seriously. You know what I mean?
It's more about the.
It's more about the money. It's more about them making money off of us, or what, you know. And some of these people will mask it as, well, you know, you guys did say you needed more representation, or you did say, huh?
Well, I wanted to chime in. I wanted to
Okay,
say
sorry.
that. See, I knew you would be able to talk about this. I knew she would take this and just be able to talk about this all day. But I want to chime in and add that some of our viewers that may not be educated on exactly how people doing social media make money and profit from something as simple as saying, "Oh, I love black women." Let me explain. Okay, so there was one girl that I was watching, Beyond T Noor, and she was talking about how she was at a Black Lives Matter rally, or no, she was showing all the pictures of the white women in the street with signs during the Black Lives Matter protest, and it was like, I love Black D, so I love, Black Lives Matter, or something like that, right? And it was just different posters from different people. Basically, it always had to do something with the male anatomy. It was never, it was like, I love black men because I like to get effed by them, basically, to some capacity. And it's the over sexualization of black people once again. And so to keep with the narrative of how do they make money off of that. So the girl, she was saying that this guy was selling Black Lives Matter t-shirts. All these people that didn't look like us were selling Black Lives Matter t-shirts, and people were eating it up. Black people were buying it.
Yeah.
So that's one way. They were making profit from, to show that they were along with the movement. They were making t-shirts, songs, just all the, people that, it's like, where were you guys 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago?
Right.
Well, maybe not that long, but I can say 20 years ago. Where were you guys in the early 2000s? Where is all this coming from all of a sudden, where you appreciate it, but is it really? And then she went, so that's one way. Let me continue with the narrative of explaining the money. So she was saying, she pointed out that these people were taking these profiles, like you just stated, there's a guy with a profile, that's all he talks about is how much he loves chocolate, right? Chocolate women. And once a person hits a certain number of followers, I would say, so it could be anywhere from 50,000 to 100,000 and up, right? Brand deals start coming into place. Money opportunities to promote a product to that community that he has built up, and he's going to get paid for that. He's going to get paid. Let's say a guy that is not of African descent he has an account, right? And this account has 1 million followers, whatnot. People are going to pay once they find out, okay, what's your demographics? Who do you have in your roster of people that's watching you? Not roster, I'm scrambling for words, but you understand what I'm saying, right? They say, oh, you got 90% of your audience is black.
Yeah.
Okay, what do black people buy? They buy shea butter, they buy hairbrushes. They want to talk about these issues and look at you. You've made an entire community, brought it up to 1 million with just talking, and the person's not even black, they're white. So they're getting endorsed by black companies that have the money to spend, to pay millions to these guys, or hundreds of thousands of dollars, or whatever it is, whatever access point he wants to say, hey, you got to pay me X amount to get access to these people for me to promote your product. He's making money And I mean a lot of money. I know people that are making, personally, that are black, that are making, tens of thousands to $100,000 a month. So with this, it's like she was basically saying, wake up, because and we have to get this disclaimer that just because you're black does not mean, or just because you can't help who you fall in love with. Let me just say that, okay?
That's true.
You can't help who you fall in love with. Mm-hmm. We are not against interracial dating,
at all.
Okay?
No.
But with that being said, we as black people have to be aware when we're being used for profit. And this is one of those cases. I'm sure out of all those guys doing this, somebody's legitimate. Somebody's got to be legitimate. But there's just two. The question comes, especially if you're 30 plus, where were you 10 years ago? We had social media 10 years ago. Where were you saying? Were you always doing this? I'm sure there's somebody that was, but that doesn't seem to be the case for most of these situations. It's just constantly, I love chocolate, and nobody's paying attention. They're gaming the algorithm. Black women, that's the other thing she said. Black women have never been, like dark-skinned women, have never been made to feel like they were pretty. Mm-hmm. Through society, through media, through television. And so the first person that gives them attention, that tells them they're beautiful, doesn't look like them. They're going to fall for it. They're going to fall for it. It's like the daughter that never had a father figure in her life. As soon as the first person, typically, first person gives her some attention, says, I love you, she opens her legs. She's very gullible to his advances and what he's saying. And that's what's happening with this. That's the problem here.
So, here's a thought. This is just me thinking. This is not like something that, has been proven or anything. But I'm thinking maybe this could also be a result of the fact that we've constantly been saying for many years, we don't get represented. We want representation of us. And it being interpreted, not necessarily the right way. Like we'll say we want representation, or we'll say we want equal rights or whatever, and they may give us like an inch. Do you get what I'm saying? Like.
So you're asking for some real change through legislation and laws. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like maybe you're asking for a change.
And then they're like, but we can't do that. But we'll give you Harriet Tubman.
Yeah,
on a $20
there we go,
bill.
on a $20 bill.
We'll give you Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill. Does that make you happy? Or we'll paint Black Lives Matter on the street. It's like, that's cool. It's appreciated, but that doesn't change what we're saying is happening.
Yeah.
And you guys, and they know it, And the thing is, some of us are gullible enough to accept that. But I think people are waking up.
Yes, they are. So it's like that, but I think it's also not just on a big scale, it's on a smaller scale. Like, black women want to be represented. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and I see that this has become a big thing and people are making money off of this. I'm going to create a channel and talk about how beautiful they are, because that's them being represented, right? You know what I mean? I'm going to go ahead and start like this movement, even if it's not even started by black people, but I will create this because they want to be represented, right?
Right.
They want to be represented in movies. I'll put a few black people, sprinkle them out throughout, whatever, in a couple of movies because they want to be represented, right?
Right.
So I feel like...
Well, the movies thing, I have a separate ideology about that.
Okay, because there's a lot to talk about.
I feel like you should just make your own table. The fact that we're still sitting here asking someone to include us in something that really we should just make our own.
Yes.
I call it the Tyler Perry blueprint.
It's something that we thought about before.
Yeah, I don't understand why people are.
But
but he actually went and did it.
Yeah, he actually went and did it.
And I'm not gonna get into that on this episode, but yeah. Go ahead. You forgot your place.
I did forget my place. You know,
I'm
sorry
sorry.
guys. That kind of does happen to me sometimes. But
As you guys will see, you know, we keep it real on this podcast. I know
Yeah.
some people are have their thoughts collected, but sometimes, you know, both of us we get lost in what we're trying to say sometimes, and we can't communicate exactly what we're trying to say, how we're trying to say it the best way.
Yeah.
So just bear with us, and we're new to podcasting, so we got to get all the kinks out, okay?
yeah.
But I knew that you would be able to speak on this just off the top of your head, because we're actually talking about this the other day. And so when I saw this video this morning, I said, yep, I don't even have to tell her what it is. I'm just going to show her, and she's going to instantly just be able to talk about it. Because it's something that is happening. And the reason why this is an issue for someone who's just completely out in the cold as far as to why this is a problem. If that guy, whatever race he is besides black, is making money from, you know, off of the fact that, you know, black people aren't being represented of a certain skin tone, why is that an issue? Well, considering the fact that blacks have been systematically held back from a financial standpoint, several other standpoints, but financially, not allowed to buy housing, and this is our grandparents' age, right?
Yeah.
That affects us down the line. Simple case in point. When other races, grandparents die or parents die, they wind up getting passed down, you know, real estate, stocks, you know, cars, just things that they can either liquidate for money to help them get further in life, or they wind up, they get something. You know, it's bittersweet. They lost Papa or Grandpapa, but they wound up getting, you know, things that he was able to build up in his lifetime. Black people, sadly, the majority of us, our story is Grandpa died, you get a bill.
Yeah.
You get a bill and you got to get a casket, and that's it. There is no property. There is no, you know, even if they have degrees, you can't pass your degrees down to your kids. So, you know, even if you don't go to, that's why I stress the fact that even if you haven't gone to college, that does not equate to being a failure by any means. But you're making all this money from a community that is impoverished to a sense. Not all of us, but enough. You know, most black people. I don't even, like, I know the experience as a black man, and I can relate to anybody else that's black. Okay, living in America. That's a whole nother topic. But this person doesn't have to do this to make money, to have a good life.
Yeah.
If this person is white, they don't have to do this to make that type of money. They could have chose anything. They chose social media, and then they chose to eat off of blacks, off of the fact, or off of the fact that within our own community we have our problems. Yes, there is colorism within the black community. But to see that and be like, and maybe it was innocent.
It might have started out innocent.
It might have started out innocent.
Yeah.
But is any of the money that they're making going to a black cause? Are they donating the money? And I have another personal opinion. I don't really trust some of the
charities.
Charity. I don't really trust charities. I don't trust charities. I don't. As simple as that. So if this person says, "Oh yeah, I gave such to Black Lives Matter."
Yeah. Okay. But does that go to the community?
I don't think that was a good idea. You know black people personally that are probably struggling. You walk by them every day. They smile in your face, but they cry at night because they can't. Did you think to give them some help? Did you think, So that, there's a plethora of issues within the black community. But the last thing that the black community needs is if someone's gonna profit off of saying dark-skinned black women are beautiful and deserve to be put on a pedestal. If anybody should do that and make money off of it, it should be a black man. Period. Or, hey, a black woman. They need it. We need it. It's just plain and simple. Plain and simple. So,
also, I would like to really quick make a disclaimer. all the videos that I saw in regards to this was not just white people, it was other people outside of our race. So I just wanted to make that friendly disclaimer.
Yeah. It's a huge issue. And you guys can go and check out the rest of her video. We only listened to 2 minutes and 35 seconds of it, but it's called The Black Girl Fetish. Let's talk. It's by T Noir. That's Teenoir.
It's noir. I feel
Noir.
like it's noir,
I'm probably pronouncing it wrong.
but she may pronounce it noir. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's all we got for you guys. I just wanted to start this channel, introduce ourselves to you guys, and hope you guys are ready for some interesting topics, because like we have stated in the actual name of the channel, we're not your typical black people. So we're going to be talking, I mean, this is easy for you to digest probably because it has to do somewhat with relationships between people, but we're talking about things from science to education to facts you may have not known. Okay, just things that we take for granted because we've known them for a very long time, and we discuss these things amongst ourselves, but the average person probably is probably not aware of, right? Which would make us weird because we know it.
Yeah.
So we want to share those things with you guys and just keep you guys in the know. So if this is your first time checking this out, please like this video. Give us a like. We're going to be growing quickly here, putting out videos daily, if not daily, every other day, talking about different things and topics. And so consider subscribing and like this video, like I said, and leave us a comment down below. What do you think about this video? What do you think about our video? What do you think about the video that we previewed? And I'm going to leave a link in the comment section below to her video so you guys can check that out and see the full video. And guys, we will see you on the next video. Deuces.